What's up, everybody? It's AJ with etrailer.com. Today we're going to be checking out this ratcheting chain binder from Durabilt. It's going to be really handy and it's going to help you get this heavy things tied down really quickly. You see it's gripped on the two ends of the chains. We ratchet it super tight. I can try and shake it. It's not moving at all. These hooks and chains really tight, so this is tied down. Let's check it out. Take a little closer look at the chain binder. How it works is we got the chain set up. We've got attached it to our construction equipment here, and then we brought it down around to our stake pocket, attached it there. The chain binder grabbed these two ends of the chain that was really loose, and then as we ratchet it, it's going to pull those hooks, which is going to pull that chain in, making it super tight as it is now. And this is just good for those situations where clearly you're not going to use a ratchet strap to tie this down. That's not going to work. You're going to need something more heavy duty. You're going to need this chain. And that's what the chain binder does. Just pulls it together and keeps it really tight. Let's see how it works. It works up pretty easily. This is going to be your handle here. You're going to use that to get ratchet down and get that tension. This is the barrel. It's going to house the hooks here. And then this is going to be the pawl. And what you do is you push it on that. Right now it's in tightening mode, so it's not going to loosen on us. And this is how it'll be going down the road. But disengage that. I'm going to push that on that pawl and in place. Now it's in the loosening position. So I'm going to start to loosen it so we can go over the process. You see, as I get those turns, it's loosening these. So these are coming back out now and letting go of the tension on that chain. With that loose, I can just remove the hook from the chain. This is what the binder is going to look like on its own, just showing you what the device itself looks like. Now we're going to go ahead and reattach those chains, go through the process of how you get that tension back on there. Now we're going to get the chain prepared to add the chain binder. So on this application, the hook is too big to fit in the stake pocket, so we're going to bring the hook down here and slide it up like that. Now, it's not going to stay there on its own because it's not weight. It's going to fall right back down. So what we can do is leave this like this. We'll bring our chain binder up. I'm going to attach one of these hooks now. That's just so it's going to help hold it in place. So just run that hook in there, pull it out just a little bit. Now that's way down enough to keep that in place so we can get this other side attached. So we're going to come up to another point here. I'll say about right there. Actually, let's go the other way. How about like that? And with it in place like that, it's got the whole chain and both those hooks. Both these are in place. Come back to the pawl, put it back in place, and now we're in the tightening. So I'm going to ratchet it tight and keep one hand on the barrel. It's going to spin, and you're going to watch as it brings those hooks together and tightens up. Now you see how nice and tight this is. Now at this point, you want to take the extra chain you have and kind of wrap it around the binder and then use a zip tie to keep it all nice and tight when you go on the road, kind of like we did over there on that one. But we're going to leave the chain off this one just so you have a better view of what we're looking at, since we are just talking about the chain binder today. Now Durabilt offers a few different versions of the chain binder. So this one is the ratcheting standard one. There's other ones where the handle removes or folds out of the way, and that's very helpful because, as you can see, this is kind of bulky and it sticks out. Right now, while you're going on the road, it's not going to be that big a deal, but maybe when you go to store it, wherever you're putting it, let's say you're putting a container or something, or putting a toolbox in your truck, it might not all fit there, especially if you have 4 of them for something heavy duty like this. This arm's going to be there, going to be in the way. That's why the other ones are nice too, because you can just straight up remove that handle, put it in the toolbox somewhere else. It's going to be way easier to store that, or it just folds down and out of the way. On the other side of things, there is also the snap chain binders, which is kind of a lever system that's going to have the tension of when you throw that lever over, it's going to pull that chains tight. Now, they do work, but they are a little dangerous because as much tension as you put on there, especially when you have to use another bar to get that extra leverage to get that really tight, you're gonna have to pop that off when you go to remove it. So that can be kind of dangerous because that's a lot of tension just popping up with that handle. So you have to be careful with that. I much prefer the ratcheting systems. It's just way easier that way. Something you want to look out for though when looking for your chain binder and deciding what you're going to haul with it is weight capacity. So this has a safe working load limit of 12,000 pounds. So just keep that in mind. Now, any component you add to it, such as chains, I would check those ratings too. Whatever is the lowest number, go by that one, because it's always better to be safe than sorry. And making sure that everything's going to work right the way you want it to, make sure you check the chains you're going to use with it. These hooks here are made to work with chains of 3/8 all the way up to a 1/2 inch of thickness. So just keep that in mind when what chains you're going to use with the hooks. There's also other options that have a little bit more weight capacity. So the safe working low limit on this one is going to be 18,500 pounds, and it's going to work with chains with a thickness of 5/8 all the way to 3/4. The construction of the chain binder is going to be a painted steel. You can see the red paint over it. You can also see it's just using it a little bit. It's already starting to chip away, so I don't think the red paint's going to last too long. You can see here on the pawl it's exposed, and on the gears as we ratchet it, it also chipped away a little bit there. It's going to happen, but it's not going to affect the functionality of the chain binder. It's going to work just fine. Also, I want to note that it's going to work with grade 70 and 80 chains, so just keep that in mind with what kind of chain and chain binder combination you want to use. Overall, I think it works really well. It was really easy to get that tension on those chains and really easy to release it safe, like we said, unlike some of the other ones with the lever system where that tension breaks and that handle pops up. You don't have those problems with these. The only thing I will recommend is if you do this all the time, maybe get one of the ones where you can remove the handle or the handle folds out of the way. It's just a little bit of an upgrade, and especially if you use it all the time, it just keeps that stuff nice and neat and out of the way. Well, thanks for hanging out, and I hope this helped.